Well, welcome. This begins the series on, I don't know what to call it, Jesus talk or something like that. There's a lot of confusion about who he is and all the different churches, what he said, what he didn't say, who's got the right perspective, etc. So I'm I'm not sure if this is gonna pan out, but I'm gonna just try it. So I'm gonna start the series by I think the heart. One of the hearts, I should say, of Christianity, and that is the woman caught in adultery. So this is John 8, starting with 7. When therefore they continued asking him, he lifted up himself and said to them, "He that is without sin among you, let him cast the first stone at her." So this is the woman caught in adultery. Now, that deserves some introspection. What have we sinned? Have they sinned? What is sin? So again, reading continue, and again stooping down, he wrote on the ground. But they, hearing this, went out one by one, beginning at the eldest, which shows that they were somewhat honest with themselves. There are people who are not honest with themselves, and basically, I don't sin. What is sin? I don't need to. What do I need Jesus for? That kind of thing. So they were at least honest. And then Jesus, I'm reading further on, and Jesus alone remained, and the woman was standing in the midst. So basically, Jesus and the woman. Then Jesus, lifting up himself, and said to her, "Woman, where are they that accused thee? Has no man condemned you?" Basically. Now I'm using Douay Rheims. There's a reason for that. So you can have a lot of these and thous. But basically you get the gist of it. Where are they that accused you? So they were the ones that accused the elders, etc. Were trying to trap Jesus, if you will. And they were the accusers, but they're gone. She says, "No man, Lord." And Jesus said, "Neither will I condemn thee." So, Jesus is showing that he is the judge. He is the one who can give mercy. He's God. This is the problem with the Jews. They didn't like that he made himself equivalent to God, therefore blasphemed. That was their excuse. And so when I say Jews, I mean the elders. You can understand that the Jewish faithful were different, but the elders and the scribes and the Pharisees, okay? So they were not all at fault, just the ones who were in power, like it usually is. And then he says, so he pardons her. He says, "Go, and I'm not condemning you." In other words, you're forgiven. But he says this also, which people nowadays seem to forget: "Go and sin no more." Well, what was her sin? She committed adultery. Well, how do we know that's a sin? Well, it's one of the 10 Commandments. So, why do we need 10 Commandments? Well, because we have a habit of being selfish and wanting everything that's we want for ourselves, despite other people. So if we have that part of nature, if you will, the part of ourselves, we need a set of laws, in a sense, to prevent us from harming each other, etc., including ourselves. So that's how I want to begin the series. First of all, Jesus is God. He has the power to forgive. He's the judge. Second of all, mercy is what he wants. He wants to give his mercy. If you deny it, you have free will. You can choose not to accept it. That, I believe, is the sin against the Holy Spirit, which is the, quote, unforgivable sin, because you're rejecting his mercy. He offers it, and people reject it, then they reject it. What can he do about it? I mean, he can force people in it, but he's not that way, except to some exceptions. And then the other aspect is there is sin. Go and sin no more. In other words, don't keep committing the same sin you've been committing. So that's a way to start this series. I want to do some shorts, and then there's not going to be any commentary allowed, because unfortunately there's trolls, and there's a lot of people who just they want to leave comments. Whatever. I mean, unfortunately, we live in that kind of a society. It's a sewer out there, if you understand what I mean. Has it always been? I know I've been around a little while. I think things are worse, that's for sure. But have they, it's been, anyway, I'm not getting too much into it, but the bottom line is this is how I wanted to start the series, because that's why he came. He came to give mercy, and for those who want it. Hope you enjoyed.